Disaster management standards provide high-level guidance and basic requirements for all dimensions of disaster management, from preparedness to response to transition into long-term development. The emergency management system is about how of managing emergency responses. In a way, EMS is one resource that helps us achieve the standards for response.
It is worth highlighting that disaster management standards are not just response standards. The standards apply to all parts of disaster management, from preparedness to response to transition. The standards guide high-level decision-making and outline basic requirements. Therefore, they allow flexibility for contextualization.
Disaster management standards are as important for the entire national offices as much as it's for the HEA ministry. I personally always carry wherever I go for work. The M standard provided the parameter how each entity within the partnership should work together within disaster management dimension. Practical experience has for me that the M standard provides high-level guidance on declaration process during emergency response. This will help the national offices, regional offices, support offices and global center on their roles and responsibility on the declaration and on the way forward after declaration.
What the EMS does offer, which we did not have in the past, is the organizational level agreement and clarity on functional roles and responsibilities within the response management and how all the functions fit within the response structure and how they relate to each other. One principle of the emergency management system that I really value is the competency-based staffing, which asks for positions at all levels of a response structure to be staffed on the basis of ability to meet the demands of the role. During an emergency, this principle authorizes the response management to place the right person in the right job, regardless of existing structures or seniority. This principle is also valuable for the preparedness phase, as it promotes competency-based capacity building at the national office level.
My experience in applying emergency management system principles in emergency response vary from one response to the other. Practical example that I would like to share here is the span of control and unified command in my capacity as response manager. Working with too many bosses creates confusion on the operational level and can leave the field with no one in charge situation. Ensuring all position has clearly defined roles, set of responsibility, and is accountable to a single line manager will simplify works, reduce duplication, strengthen accountability on work deliverable, and will be able to achieve target.
I personally appreciate understanding what are expected of different internal stakeholders in each dimension of disaster management. I also appreciate how the standards outline that good disaster management require input from all lines of ministry, sectors, and functions, and that it is not just the responsibility of the Humanitarian Emergency Affairs Unit.
One funding source available for emergency responses is the use of up to 20% of ADP budget. We need to keep reminding ourselves of this funding source. Certain conditions to use this funding is applied, including responding within ADP's area of intervention.
The National Emergency Preparedness Response Fund, or NEPRF, is one of the funding sources available for preparedness and rapid response activities at the national office level. All national offices are encouraged to establish NEPRF so that they can respond quickly to local disasters while further resources are being raised. Each national office can determine the amount of its NEPRF funding based on the country risk context, and this amount has to be maintained. Each national office can develop its own protocols for utilization and replenishment of the NEPRF funding with reference to the partnership policy.